Buyers and sellers in the Queensbury, New York market, this is where you're going to want to be here. So you're getting the most bang for your buck when you're buying and you're getting your home's value when you're selling. Because we're going to be going over the April 2026 real estate market. What's new, what's hot, what we got coming down the road, and kind of where we see interest rates going and all kinds of stuff like that that you're going to want to know if you're going to buy or sell your home today. So my name is Chris McMahon. I'm a local real estate agent right here in the Queensbury, New York area, and going to be going over these numbers for you to give you a good idea of what's going on in the market, which is important if you're in there to buy here. So we're going to just dive straight into this right now and start getting you some numbers so you're seeing what's going on here. Let's make this a little bit smaller. We're going to drop that right over here. So now, first thing, Queensbury's not cooling off, okay? Really, no place in the capital region I'm seeing is really cooling off. We are seeing some shifts in the market, though, okay? Buyers are getting more leverage in this market than we've seen over the past couple of years than they've had, and less with the sellers here. But that's not to say that there are some advantages for sellers, because there definitely is. Because right now, the median sold price is $375K in Queensbury, which is up about 3.5% almost in that area. That sales to list ratio, we're going to talk about this a couple times as we go through this here, okay, is at 100%. So if you're pricing it correctly, there are some exceptions here. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to get a little more in depth with this in a little bit. But if you're pricing it correctly, you're getting your asking price out there, because there are plenty of active buyers out there right now to support the market. And inventory is actually low. We're not seeing a ton of inventory that we've seen out there, especially we're not seeing anything getting back to pre-COVID levels. We're still not there yet, which across the country nationally, we're seeing about 40-50% of the markets that have gotten back to those numbers, but not in the capital region. This area has not gotten there yet. We're still working our way back in. But the average days on the market is about 3.5 weeks to 25 days, and we only have about a month and a third of inventory in the Queensbury area. So what is this report? Who's it going to help here? Well, we're going to help a little bit of everybody here. We're going to help buyers, because you want to know where the competition is, and you're going to want to know where the hot spots are, and you're going to want to know how to be prepared for when you run into competition, when you find that dream house. Sellers, you got to have discipline, you got to have a plan, and you got to really be getting a lot of eyes early on that property. So we're going to be helping those sellers. And investors, let you know some key indicators, what you need to be looking for. And anybody who's relocating to the area for whatever reason that you're coming here, just it's a beautiful area with a lot of great features. So there's a lot of people who do want to move into this area right here. We're going to be covering some relocation strategies for you on that as well. All right, so our 4 core signals that we got here, we got active listings, new listings, pending listings, and then we're going to have our closed sales here. And we're seeing some good things. Active listings is up. We have 29 current active listings at the time of this recording. And, of course, everything is always fluctuating and stuff like that. So if you're looking for the new numbers, reach out, get a hold of me. My information is down below in the contact. Call, email, text, whatever's easiest for you to reach out for me when I can help you get those numbers and those questions. So active listings is up about 7.5% since this time last year. That's a good thing for both buyers and sellers, because it's great for buyers because that's giving you some more options, and also for the sellers, it's drawing more attention into this area when there's more options. It's bringing those buyers off the sidelines and into the market, which is really what you want to get your home sell. New listings, 34. That's kind of flat. It stayed right about where it has year over year. We're not seeing a lot of change on that one, so that's pretty good. And the pending sales, 26, which is up almost 24% here than we've seen. Closed sales is also up at 23. It's up 21% that we've seen. Again, these are all year over year numbers here, so prices are holding firm right now. So the medium sold price is up about 3.5. Average sales price is up, not even a full percent right there. Medium active listing price is up 20%. But I want to point something out here as we're looking at. We got the medium active listing price is sitting at $600,000, where the medium sold price is at $375,000. That's a big gap in between there. So it's going to be interesting to see in these market reports as I do them every month as we're coming up here, how those numbers are fluctuating right there, because homes that are priced correctly are getting picked up, and a lot of them are getting under contract within 7 days. But we had a medium price of days on the market of something like 3.5 weeks. So there's a gap right there, because some of these houses that are priced too high are sitting on the market right here. Right here, we're seeing a big gap between what homes are selling for and what they're listing for right there. So it's going to be interesting to see if how those prices are starting to adjust. Either the people are going to be willing to pay more, or are those prices going to be adjusting coming down? We'll see those as we get moving on to things in the future here. So the inventory is still the story right here. Okay, so month of the third inventory, 29 active homes, as we mentioned already. Active inventory is up 7.5%. Now, here's one thing that's new on this page here is there are 20 active listings. Out of those 29, 2/3 of them, 20 of them are 500,000 plus. Okay, what does that mean? That means that there's a lot of room, there's a lot of options for that upper level, luxury level people looking to purchase in that area, but there's not as much inventory for the starter home or the mid-level home that we're seeing in here. All right, at least as it is right now. Okay, it was a slow start to the real estate season. Things are starting to pick up even within the last 2 weeks. I'm seeing a lot more activity on the market. So these numbers, I think, are going to change drastically as we get closer into the summer months here. But as of right now, that upper level, luxury level has got some pretty good options for people. Homes are moving fast. Average days on the market, like I said, to 25 and a half days. So median days on the market is 7. Okay, so we got the people who are getting it priced right at 7, and homes that are sitting are usually priced too high and they're waiting for price adjustments. So savvy buyers out there, they're not getting into price right. You are getting about 40% of the houses are getting multiple offers and you put it under contract within 7 days. But there's something to be said here that buyers are being more savvy and they are taking their time a little bit more. We're not seeing so much of the frenzy that we've seen in years past there where within 24 hours it's getting 12 offers and it's going crazy and people don't have a chance to see the house. I mean, yes, priced right, getting a lot of activity, you are getting that competition, you are getting multiple offers, but buyers are being a little bit more savvy. They're taking their time. They're realizing that they do have some advantages here and they do have some negotiating power when they're getting into these contracts right here. So, right here, list to sell 100%, okay? But list to sell list ratio 99.3. So there's a difference between these two numbers. The 100% MLS sales to list ratio in April. Okay, that's the current listing price. Getting 100%. So it's priced right, getting 100%. But when you come down here and your sales to original list, what they originally list for, 99.3. So that's indicating that there are some price drops out there, that they are coming down because they're pricing them too high in that market right there. And again, buyers are being a little bit more savvy, especially interest rates. They've come down. They've been a little volatile in the last month or so, but it's kind of seems to be leveling off a little bit, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second when we get to that page here. Buyer opportunities, okay, they are selective. Rate sensitive creates hesitation, which we hinted a little bit on that just a second ago there, because rates did dip down below 6% and then spiked up, but they've come back down, but not to where they were about a month and a half ago. So stale listings can be negotiation. So this is where the buyers have leverage. These listings, if they're sitting, if you're home and sitting on the market and it's been about 30 days or so and you haven't got an offer on stuff like that, you need to start, buyers, these are homes right now that you have some negotiation leverage with. So there's something to keep an eye on those days on the market, because they're in that market. There should be some flexibility to be able to come up and down with those prices right there. So the higher price band show more supply. So that 500K that we were just talking about does have more options than the entry level or the mid level homes right there. And the preparation still wins. Whether you're buying or selling, you need a plan. You can't just jump out there and think things are going to work out. Make sure you have a plan, whether you're buying, looking at properties, or selling. So seller opportunities. So the inventory scarcity, use that intelligently. Okay. Like I said, 1 1/3 months is not huge. You got 29 listings. That's not a lot of inventory. Okay. This is your advantage. You do have opportunity, but you got to price it right, because the buyers are not just throwing money at anything today. They are being smarter about what they're doing, which is a good thing. Okay. Price to the buyer's payment reality. Just what we just mentioned right there. And what you want to do is you want to have a good marketing strategy. You want to make sure you're coming out there in that first week with a bang. You're getting it out on the MLS. You're hitting all the majors out there, Zillow, Realtor.com, and so forth. There's a bunch of them out there. I push them out to all of them. You also going to want to have a social media campaign, pushing that out to different people with new listings, open house set up, so you're getting people circulating through the open house with paid advertising to go there. Professional photos of it taken, so your house is coming out presentable. Staging, I even recommend that. That's a good thing to do as well. But some other things you're going to want to think about to get more eyes on there is get your home its own single page website with a QR code, so that can be put it and printed on all different marketing materials for people to get out there and take a look at it, as well as video tour put out on YouTube, as well as some other opportunities to put them out on different platforms as well. Again, all these things are dragging attention, getting eyes on your property, and you want to slam it out there within the first week and get people out there seeing your property. Investor angle right now. So right now there's a mid-market scarcity, so you kind of want to keep an eye on the market right here. This is really a good area where you want to look for value-add properties. Okay, there's also not a lot of rental properties or multifamily type of things in Queensbury. It's kind of low in this area. You don't see a ton in there. It's more single-family properties out there. So those duplexes or multifamily properties that are in there are scarce and usually reaching out and getting a pretty good buck here. But you want to try and look for something that maybe has a value add on. You could force equity into the property after you buy it, depending what your strategy is. I mean, a lot of it is, what are you going for? Are you going for a short-term rental? Are you going for a flip? Are you going for a BRRRR method? Maybe you're getting out there and you're just looking for a buy and hold. You want to rent it and then create the value by adding equity to the property over time, stuff like that. So, but there is opportunity out there, but you just got to keep in mind that I think the best way to go in this area is really looking for some value add properties in there. All right, so local headlines. Balance is returning. We kind of talked about this a little bit already. Regional median price is $340. Inventory is down 9%, so that's kind of dropping a little bit. And new listing supply in the region, not just here, but in the region, is down about 4.7%. And now what we got? Here are the wild cards. We talked about interest rates, mentioned a little bit earlier. Here's what we're going to talk about a little bit more. So interest rates have been coming down. About a year ago this time, it was just under 7%. It's gradually come down to about March. It dipped just below 6%. I think the lowest I saw was 5.98%. And then we had that spike, and it went back up. And when it went back up to about 6 3/4 or 6 1/3, right around in there. Since then, it has turned around and it has started to recover some. It's probably about 6 1/3 at this point right here. The forecast in the future is that they're going to continue to be coming down. But it did cause a little bit of a pause. When that spike went up, you did see buyers kind of back out of the market a little bit and sit on the sidelines and say, well, let's wait and see what happens here. They didn't want to see that spike go right up there. But since then, it has started to kind of come down a little bit. It's been trickling down, so these buyers have kind of coming out and re-entering the market. So interest rates are interesting. We've always got to keep an eye on them and see what they're doing with that one right there. So the forecast, okay? Strategic, not slow. So the national value growth forecast is 0.3%. So existing home sales right now is being casted at 3.73 million in the Queensbury area. And, of course, we're at 1.34 as far as months of supply. Your next move. Let's see what we got. Your next move. You're a buyer. Okay. You want to get yourself set up. You need a strategy when you get in there. First of all, get yourself pre-approved so you know what you're shopping for, what your price range is going to be. That's going to be extremely important for you because it's going to be kind of the roadmap for you to get started with here. You're also going to want to have a strategy of what area you're looking for, know what you must-haves, nice to haves, and maybe it's all right if we can live without those type of things. So know what you're looking for when you get out there. And also, if you do run into a situation where you've got multiple offers, have some sort of strategy of what you're looking to try and do. There are some options of strategically putting together a presentation or an offer that can be more enticing to someone. And no, it's not always the highest price is going to win. There's other things in there that you can offer that aren't price included that can be enticing to sellers depending on what they're looking for on the market. So sellers, same thing we just mentioned before. You want a strategy here. Make sure you have presentation. Your home is priced properly right in the market, so you are getting that action and those people in there. Okay, you also want to make sure that you're presenting the house, so staging is something to consider. Make sure your front yard presentation, when they pull it up, first impressions are key and they're huge, so don't neglect the outside of the property, but have a plan together in case maybe you get a last minute showing right there. I know it's tough. You got pets, kids, family members, all kinds of things going on. Again, pull different directions, but getting people in there to see the property is key. So you got to try and make that available as much as you possibly can. So have a plan. If you get a last minute person, request to see the property, to hopefully make it presentable and be able to get them the opportunity to get in there. So investors, compare rents, repair, budget costs, carrying costs, all that kind of stuff when you're looking at out there. Again, I'm recommending in this area looking for value add properties. I think that's a good way to go in this place. And relocators, you understand the neighborhoods and relocation as to where you work, where your schools, that kind of stuff, whatever your important things. Think of your big three, okay? Recreation, schools, and work. All right, think of those things right there and pick neighborhoods as what's going to be locating into those things right there. All right, so right now, that's what we got. If you've got questions, any of that, I can help you put together, buyers and sellers. I can help you put together a plan and a strategy to get you into your next new home, and sellers. I can help you put together an evaluation of what your home may be able to fetch on the market right now. Also give you some options of what you could do to add value and sell your home quick and for top dollar. A lot of them are cheap and don't cost that much money. And I'm not talking about going in there and rehabbing a whole kitchen, but some things that are quick, easy, you can do yourself, or a low cost, have somebody come in and do to get the house prepped and ready, so you can get top dollar for that. So again, my contact information is down below. Like and follow the channel because I do these videos all the time, and I'll see you guys on the next video.